Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, somehow I'm not able to hear you. Let me just see if I can fix this. Okay, I think it's now fixed. And now I can hear you guys. Okay, thank you for joining in on a Sunday. Today's agenda is quite an easy one. We will be focusing on overall scope of US CMA. If you have any question and answers, this is mainly a Q&A session, but I'll give you a brief around US CMA, history of US CMA, history of professional certifications, and even other aspects as well. I can see some of the students as well. They say Masum. Masum, you're there in the call, right? You are the same Masum who is our student, if I'm not wrong.
So,
Okay, chalega. Uh, you guys are always welcome to stay back and watch, so no issues with that. And if you have any questions related to study, maybe we can take it later, but anything related to CMA in general, definitely feel free to raise it. Okay. Let me also check if our YouTube is working well or not, but it's something we are doing parallelly today. The stream looks fine. I think something is wrong with the stream. Okay, now I can see it being loaded. Not sure though if it is visible to public or not. I'll just do that check as well. Give me a second. Hmm. Now it is public, so I think we are good to get started. Today, starting with the main topic about what is US CMA. And given that I can see some of our students in the class, just for your additional knowledge, I'll also shed some light on the history of certifications. See, if I talk about accountancy coming into picture, specifically, let's talk about Indian context. Somewhere around, let's say 1920s, 30s ke around, India picked up accountancy or overall financial management in a professional capacity. So there was an institute formed. Again, it was British Raj, so they were the ones who had uh, kind of initiated this. But there was an institute formed. There were diplomas given out. Then it were converted into certificates, and then the charters. Also, there's an interesting history behind the word charter. Okay. A lot of students have this confusion that charter usually gives you specific rights, some special powers. Well, it is not the word charter that gives you right. Charter की अगर मैं बात करूँ, in historical terms, you have CA, chartered accountant, CFA, chartered financial analyst, or any other charter for that matter. Long back when the royal family used to give any specific, let's say, rights to you, any specific acknowledgement to you, that paper used to be called as charter. Now, later on, there were laws made to give these charters certain powers. Just in India, CA can sign on audit reports. The right is given by the government, not by the word charter. Okay. That's why even chartered financial analyst, CFA doesn't have much power in India. There are no signing powers which the US Institute has in India, but still has the word charter. So certifications were introduced, diplomas were introduced, and then certification and n number of things. And then if I talk from accounting perspective and to some extent financial management perspective, there were two powerhouses. One became the US powerhouse, second was the European powerhouse. We adapted the European pattern, and not just that, if I talk about global patterns, it is mainly taken up by Europe or adapted from the Europe ideology that where after 10th or after 12th, we will start with a foundation level learning. And then at an intermediate level, we will also add some level of practical training. And then we will have our final exams to show our expertise. We currently are discussing something that is coming out of US. Now, US had a very different approach. US said, you have your graduation, why don't you add a specialization to this? So if you talk about US certification, charters, or overall courses, the more emphasis is towards specializing in a subject, picking one subject and building your expertise. That's how the market for certifications kind of rose in US. So you will see one change, global certifications or European certification asking for articleship, apprenticeship, internships. US, on the other hand, graduation is there, specialization is there, go for full-time experience. This is one change. And within this scope of all the certifications, one of the certifications that came out is US CMA. Okay. If I had to, let's say, highlight history of this certification itself, IMA is the main institute behind it, which is almost 101 or 102-year old. So I can say 100 years. Initially, they used to give out diplomas, okay, diplomas and other courses. If I talk about CMA certification specifically, that is only 40, 50-year old, approx. Okay, approx. I need to check that as well. But CMA is not something they started initially. Long back, 100 years ago, initial certification were the diplomas that were given out. The idea is to create management accountants. Management accountants. Now, even though the name is management accountants, the curriculum has evolved for a specific role, which is CFO role. And within CFO role also specifically targeting decision making. Okay. So if you are curious, sir, what kind of decision, what kind of work, US CMA क्या करता है, US CMA करने के बाद what a candidate does. Here is the overall idea. When a person joins, let's say, his corporate ladder, चलो वो मैं पहले दिखा देता हूँ. How your overall journey as an accountant looks like. At the initial period, when you join as an accountant, or you're joining as an analyst, or you're joining as an associate, ठीक है, आपको ये शायद पसंद नहीं आएगा, okay, you might not like it, but you are basically a helper. And what are you helping? On, let's say, यहाँ पर, whenever you have your team lead, you have your managers, these are the people who are responsible. You are helping them with the data part. We all work in the world of data, but the only differentiating factor is our data is concerned with financial aspects, balance sheet, P&L data, reporting data, internal costing data, and so on. So over here, your majority of the work is around collecting data, putting it in a table, putting in some format, putting it into a system, to some extent analyzing the data, doing some level of investigations if required, and then passing it on to manager. यहाँ पर overall you will see slowly the data moves towards reporting and QC, quality check and reporting. Quality check में majority of the analysis happens. Now, after this, if you want to go a bit more advanced towards this and towards this segment is called as FP&A, financial planning and analysis. Over here, you move beyond just simple, copy pasting data or entering data. You move beyond that. You start analyzing data. You start analyzing report, investigation, reporting. You start contributing towards that. After this, moving upwards towards senior management, you have a role called as finance business partnership. You have also a controllership vertical where you take ownership of, under controllership, you take ownership of a specific report. Let's say I'm a P&L controller. जब भी P&L का कोई number आएगा, whenever any number comes into question, I am responsible to answer or explain that number. That is controllership. Okay. So controllership, daily P&L consolidation, how numbers are changing, asking for explanation, correcting all the mistakes and so on. But when an auditor steps in, as a controller, you are the one who's sitting next to an auditor and answering all the question. Okay. Next, you have finance business partnership. Over here, under finance business partnership, मैं थोड़ा ऊपर rank करूँगा. You work on the strategy part from financial aspect, that what kind of discounts we should give, what kind of pricing we should maintain, what are different trends in the market, when exactly do we need to launch a new product, when exactly we need to focus on, let's say, cost optimization, layoff वगैरह. finance business partnership takes the call. Usually, either consultants from outside or your finance business partnership from inside will take this call. Okay. This is where you're part of, slightly upper management to showcase. Over here, you are an analyst associate, वगैरह. Over here, you become assistant manager or manager. Under finance business partnership, you become senior manager, you become AVP, or you become VP. Okay. Now coming to the last part over here. This is where you become director. You are basically reporting to CFO of the company. And above this, you have CFO. And yahan par, if you ask me how CMA is designed, the curriculum design, CMA is designed to take you from analyst to CFO. It is designed in such a way. But major point. From analyst going through multiple levels, along with your learnings, your experience matters. How you manage people matters. How you take care of projects, complete ownership, responsibility also matters. So n number of things will play a role. But if you ask me curriculum wise, it is designed to take you from analyst to CFO level. Okay. This is overall aspect of CMA in general. And coming down to what you will learn in CMA. CMA, as usual, 3 aspects. One is, think of any business. Okay? Whenever you're starting business, you work around raising capital, then you deploy capital, and then you report. इसी के अराउंड द वर्ल्ड ऑफ फाइनेंस एंड अकाउंटिंग वर्क्स. ठीक है, फाइनेंस थोड़ा यहाँ पे आ जाता है. यहाँ पे इट इज मिक्स फाइनेंस, अकाउंट्स, कॉस्टिंग, बजटिंग, परफॉर्मेंस एनालिसिस, वेरिएंस एनालिसिस वगैरह. एंड लास्टली यू हैव रिपोर्टिंग. तो यहाँ पर अगेन compliance with US GAAP, compliance with IFRS, you have your internal reports to be generated and so on. All this comes into picture. And CMA builds expertise across all 3 verticals. And in terms of skill set, there are industry relevant skill set जिसका survey the institute does IMA. पहले इनका framework था, they have upgraded the framework, and as per that, they continue evolving the overall certification. Okay. So this in total gives you an idea of what is CMA, what kind of work they do, what concepts they learn. My agenda was to wrap this up by 11:30, so we are 2 minutes ahead. Now let me open up the floor for question and answers. There are 2 ways in which you can ask me your questions. One is you can put it in the chat box. Second is you can unmute and speak up. If there are, let's say, multiple answers coming through, what I will do is I will ask you guys to raise your hand. You can raise your hand and then try answering the questions as well. Simultaneously, I'll also check if there are any questions coming on our YouTube. I think एक question आ भी गया है, and we can check that as well. Yes, Shreyas, you can ask in Hindi. मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि मैं हिंदी में आंसर भी कर दूं. No issues with that. Okay, we have our first question for the day. I'm a 23-year-old BCom graduate. I've started US CMA in second year, appeared for part 1 last year, but could not clear. But I'm still trying and want to join organization, this organized, so that I can get correct guidance, which I didn't. Oh, Kirti, you're always welcome. Feel free to join. I think one specialty of FinStreet is just going way beyond teaching. We also track your progress, analytics, and we try to correct you every time you're off track, or we will give you a heads up that you're not on the track. So Kirti, you can connect with the team and they will assist you with everything. If you don't have the team's number, this is my number. You can ping me on WhatsApp. I will direct you to the team. Okay. Just don't call directly. Just ping me on WhatsApp. That's a request. Okay. Shreyas, yes, आपका डाउट आना बाकी है. Shreyas, you can unmute and ask. Till then, मैं YouTube का डाउट उठाता हूँ. Okay, it's regarding AI. Oh, interesting. Equity research. So Rocky's chief has asked a question. Considering the changes in AI, what skills we should learn? So Rocky, I mean, जो भी आपका actual नाम है, I'll tell you what we are launching. we have introduced. So I hope you saw our video around FinStreet 2.0. There are a lot of new offerings coming into picture. So what we are doing, I'll just give you a glimpse. US CMA के साथ we have now created in-depth modules to make sure that जो भी अलग-अलग roles है available in the market, you are able to tap that. So first module is around FP&A. To become an FP&A expert, what all you should know, what all softwares you should know, what all case studies you should know. Second is AI in finance, or rather, I'll explain it at the end. Second, let me write it as IB Ops, investment banking operations. A lot of students aspire to work in an investment bank. So for that, what all training is required, what all concepts are required, how does a bank work, how does an investment bank work, wo bhi hai. Specifically in Pune and Mumbai and Bangalore also to some extent, and even Hyderabad now. A lot of IBs, GCCs have moved over here. So यहाँ पर there's a lot of demand and students also aspire for the same. So IB Ops is the second one. Third is AI in finance. And beyond this, we have our typical 6 certification. We have our Excel, we have advanced Excel. We are now shooting even an upgraded module of financial modeling. Then you have Tableau is there. You have Ultrix. This is a automation thing, automation software. This 5 and 6 is, so there's one module which I personally like, stock market. So that is something I take. I have to reshoot this because in the last video, I've kind of given my own opinion and that is going towards investment advisory. So I had to pull that back, but yes. So this is for your personal finance, but for corporate world, first 5, and then these 3 modules. I think this is in perfect combination to make a great CMA out of you who is industry ready. And yes, we'll be taking care of this. So if I talk about this part, this is already live. This part, whoever is joining us now, after completing one part of CMA, they will get access to all 3 modules. Okay. Right now, I think October, Jan, Feb admissions more or less are going on. Part 1 ke admission, so it's full for September, October. Part 2, you can check with the team, but for Jan, Feb, admissions are open for both the parts. Now coming to next query. Okay, YouTube guys, I'll come back to you in just a minute. We have not built separate packages as of now because our overall focus is just on CMA, and maybe we'll split it. Thank you for the suggestion. We'll make sure that it gets split. Shreyas Saha, okay, you work in equity research. Great to hear that. I started my career in equity research, by the way. I used to work in CRISIL, equity research internship. Sir, what about job opportunities and freshers package? Now, on the good part, slowly, I'm seeing that companies are moving towards bigger and better numbers. Uh, I'll give you best case scenario, worst case scenario. Okay. The average, most practical number that I see for CMAs is 4 to 5. Okay. In a good metropolitan city, if you're attempting applying for a good company, 4 to 5 with zero experience. Okay. With zero experience, complete fresher, 4 to 5. Now, there are candidates who are coming in with different background. If your communication skill as a candidate, you have less idea, less knowledge about industry, you are not able to crack interviews because there are a lot of CMAs, which, with whom I'm able to take to different HRs, get them an interview shortlist. But again, becoming CMA is one thing and performing in an interview is another thing. You need to train yourself well. You need that command over English. And when you come in from tier 2, tier 3 colleges, your communication is not up to the mark. Uh, Even if you're from tier 2, tier 3 cities as well, you can consider a 10% discount on this. 3.5, 3.6 tak bhi ja sakta hai. And best case scenario, I have seen people even getting 7 and 8 lakh ka packages right out of completing CMA with zero experience. This is best case scenario. Best case scenario. Okay. Job opportunities are mainly, again, if I had to give you, I can't tell you the names, but I'll give you a hint. Go on LinkedIn and just observe majority of the CMAs are being hired over in which area, location, and company. Second hack is follow CMAs, and whenever they get any successful placement, that is another way to find out where US CMAs are working. And third, I already have a video on this top 10 firms hiring US CMAs. I think that should be helpful. Chalo, next query. Mridul, I am working. Let me take it over here for everyone's reference. I'm a working professional with 2.5 years of experience, already completed my PG. Should I go for CMA? How would it benefit my career progression? 2.5 years. Okay. So I will kind of give you my parallel to this because I was contemplating of going for an MBA or not. And if MBA has given you certain benefit, then CMA, I mean, it's up to you. There are two benefits that CMA usually gets you. Okay. One benefit is on the salary part, which everyone kind of looks forward to. And second benefit is on the performance part. You know, once you build your expertise over whatever you're doing, it is always great. And I would still push you, okay, at least for the performance part, definitely go for it, Mridul. Because I'll give you example of cricket. All cricketers play professional, you know, all professional players, 11 players of Indian team, all are playing at a professional level, all are successful. But there is difference between, let's say, Virat Kohli and other players, right? What is the difference? Performance. Virat Kohli is one of the best in the world. So when you are also aspiring similar things for you, that you're working in a company, you are creating reports, providing value, should be best, then having expertise over concepts, over overall working of a business helps. MBA curriculum doesn't do justice to learning, by the way, accounts and finance. It is just a touch and go. एक surface level learning होता है MBA. In-depth knowledge, good level of difficulty, उतना acumen build करना, CMA should be a good call. Now, if you have 2.5 years of experience and let's say your salary is already in the range of 10 to 15 L, it's already in this range. In that case, I wouldn't count on CMA for now. In future, it will help, but for now, not much on the salary part. If it is less than this, then definitely go for CMA. That is my first point of this thing, suggestion or advice. Second, coming to the performance part. If you're, let's say, an outperformer every 1 year, 2 year, every 2 year, let's say you're able to land promotion, then I mean, in general, you are smart. But if you're not doing so, then again, CMA should be helpful from the promotion perspective. Okay. I hope, Bridul, this answers your query. Next, I have Manohar. Manohar, just give me a second. Yes, Manohar, go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Actually, I have one doubt. When we search on job search platforms like Naukri and all,
Hmm.
when we search
Hmm.
the keyword US CMA,
Hmm.
I don't see many opportunities. Why? Any reason for that?
Because I'll tell you, there are two things to consider. US CMA is actually not the name. US CMA क्यों use होता है? In terms of CMA, there are two degrees or two certification. एक होता है इंडियन CMA, इसका नाम भी CMA है. दूसरा होता है US CMA, इसका नाम भी CMA है. So if I say that I'm pursuing CMA, there will be confusion with CMA. And there is also some history behind it. Once upon a time, both institutes, जो पहले ICWA था, अब ICMAI हो गया, ICMAI and IMA, both of them had a active MOU. You pursue one, you used to get exemption for the other, and 100% exemption था. So do Indian CMA used to get US CMA? Do US CMA used to get Indian CMA? There were some geographical conditions and other things, but this was the scope of MOU. 2010, 2012 के around they discarded that. And after that, there was only one degree, but two providers. So that's why US CMA as a term came into picture and Indian CMA as a term came into picture. But in general, is the name US CMA? No. Name is only CMA. आपका जो degree आएगा print होके, that is only CMA. That is first correction. Second, whenever hiring happens for a specific job role, not for a certificate. We are recruiting for X certification. That's not how recruitment works. At times, HRs will mention कि preferable होता है कि there is some ABC certification that is preferable, but that's not how recruitment works. Recruitment works on basis of job role, which is defined by JD. So whenever you are a US CMA, there are specific JDs which we target. एक होता है financial planning and analysis. Second होता है there is due diligence, but this too on the accounting end. तीसरा होता है if student pushes us कि सर corporate finance में जाना है, so corporate finance is also something that you can target. एक होता है business analyst. You need combination of some tech certifications, but business analyst is something that you can target. Now there are list of around 10 roles or 12 roles which IMA, the main institute, tells you, okay, please go and target these roles. This is where majority of the CMS work. So you have to do reverse engineering. किस रोल के लिए your curriculum is suitable, you can target that. So whenever you are searching, please search for FP&A, and as a CMA you can apply. Please search for due diligence, you can apply. Search for corporate finance, someone mentioned equity research, right? That role you can apply. Business analyst you can apply. मैं खुद business analyst role में काम कर चुका. Even a simple financial analyst you can work. अभी हमारा the latest recruitment drives we had, it was an accountant, US accounting associate. This was the title we had received, accounting associate. And they were quite open. They are ready to recruit US CMAs and they were ready to recruit ACCs. For both roles, they were open. So this is how the recruitment part works. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Next, I think Siddhi ka question रह गया. So Siddhi is saying that, sir, I am a CA foundation student, failed first attempt, now second, but I'm not going to clear. Switch to US CMA with your team. Now in second year, I can manage how much time. As a CA, it's minimum 6, too long, suitable for me. Pressure in India, then abroad. Okay, so I will answer all your questions one by one. Rightfully so, before dropping any course, this is my advice to students, okay? An unfiltered advice. At least give 2 wholehearted attempts. Wholehearted attempts, matlab, you are completely motivated, you have 100% belief in yourself, and you're putting in 120% of efforts. Okay? Nothing is left unturned. So first, on effort basis, if you are asking me, sir, kitne attempt do? 2 attempts are fine. But if you're in a condition where, sir, I'm done, I mean, mentally you have moved on, you don't feel that connect, you don't feel motivated, you are not disciplined anymore, then you can go ahead. I mean, you can move on right ahead. Now coming to CMA, given that you are a student, I'll tell you major challenge I face with students. See, if you start with your SY BCom, this is beginning of your SY, end of SY, which means you will start your TY. This is end of TY. See, ideally the course, one part can be completed in 6 months. But students, what they do, the moment their internal exams show up, the moment their semester exams show up, they disappear. So on a global basis as well, not just our data. Globally, if you see average time taken to pass exam, students take around 9 months for one part. Why? Because they have their college commitments to take care of. And on the other hand, surprisingly, working professionals are actually able to complete it in 6 months. But is this the case with all the students? No. Go and check our US CMA ka success stories. I have students in our podcast. I think Sakhi is there, Zuili is there. They have studied for literally 3 months, 4 months, just 3 to 4 months, and they have passed with flying colors. Okay, 400 plus. So if you ask me, is this manageable? My answer is yes. It is manageable. Provided what is required from you. Beginning, we will start with 2 hours of study commitment, and we will track your progress. Now we will observe one thing. how you are doing on weekly tests, and how you are doing on sectional tests. If it is up to the mark, great. We will make sure that you continue with your current pace. 2 hours is enough. If we feel that अच्छा accuracy में थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है, you need more efforts, then 2 से ज़्यादा we will shift 3 hours. But 2 to 3 hours of study every day is more than enough. In the last 1 month of your preparation, then I will push you to study even more, because that's the last step before passing your exam. But overall, 2 to 3 hours is enough. Okay. So it is manageable, and this is the routine that you need to take on. Okay. Siddhi, I hope this answers your question. Next. Akriti wants to know the difference between CFA and CMA. Which one is better? So Akriti, again, it comes down to comparison of apple versus oranges. I have very keen interest in both certifications. Okay. I think in 2018-19, I was kind of pursuing both certifications simultaneously because there is good amount of overlap, but the idea is completely different. So Akriti, think of it in this way. If there is a manufacturing company, okay, or if there is an IT company, or if there is an entertainment service provider, if there is a hospitality company, hotels वगैरह जो होते हैं, in all this company, you need someone who will look after business finance. Business finance. अब business finance क्या होता है? Someone who knows how much cost level pay, how our business is running. There is a concept called as value chain. So as a business finance, you're responsible for the whole value chain. Okay, how raw material comes into picture, how production is happening within production, what all costing systems are being used, how budgets are being formed, how performance is being evaluated, all these things, and then further reporting to hey. This is where CMAs excel. Okay, no one can touch CMA, not even CFA. ठीक है, CFA ये काम नहीं कर सकता. CFA doesn't have costing in their curriculum. CFA doesn't have this budgeting into their curriculum. They don't have performance analysis in their curriculum. है ही नहीं. Because the idea is very different. As a CMA, you work inside the business. You are part of the CFO team and you are helping businesses. Now coming to CFA. If you are a CFA, think of it in this way. You work in capital markets, and within capital markets, let's say you raise capital. You collect money from different investors, and now you are going to the market with a view that I want to do equity research. I want to invest in some stocks. I want to invest in some bonds. I want to invest in some derivatives. I want to invest in private equity. I want to invest in the real estate. I want to invest in commodities. I want to invest in commodities. So in this overall investment management, CFA is meant for investment management. So in all this, CMA cannot touch CFA. CFA is way superior. Capital markets, when we talk about derivatives, bond valuation, stock valuation, वगैरह, CFA is much superior. So they both have completely different expertise. Now it is upon your choice or your skill set rather. If you're someone who likes economics and mathematics, or rather economics and statistics, if you like economics, you like statistics, and you aspire to work in this kind of industry, then of course CFA is a great choice. But on the other hand, if you like, let's say, business management, if you like costing, if you like how accounting data takes care of things, how financial management takes care of things, then CMA is much better. How FP&A works, how balance sheet FP&A works, how due diligence work, to some extent how internal audit works, how the tech part works. All these things are CMA's expertise. So Akriti, it's your call. If you like business finance, go for CMA. If you like capital markets, go for CFA. Okay. I hope I have answered your question. Akriti, any follow-up question? No. Okay. Yes, Masu.
Hello, sir. So
Hello.
actually, I had a question. So basically, like last year, 2025, I had given SNAP exam
Okay.
and SN biases. but I could
Hmm.
not clear that. So इसलिए I did not want to waste my 1 year. इसलिए I took up CMA, and also like because of the fact I've watched a lot of your videos, इसलिए
Hmm.
I've like, started this. But abhi the thing is कि again like I don't want to lose, like I mean I want to have an MBA degree with me, an MBA tag from a good top B school. So
Okay.
abhi the thing is कि मैं September October का attempt दूंगी, like this is what I've
Hmm.
thought of.
Hmm.
But उसके बाद बिकॉज पार्ट 1 भी मुझे करना पड़ेगा, लाइक दोनों पार्ट्स मुझे देना है. सो लाइक
Hmm.
हाउ डू आई लाइक हाउ शुड माई टाइम लाइन बी, बेसिकली मैं एमबीए कब करूँ? दिस इज समथिंग आई हैव नॉट गॉट क्लैरिटी ऑन, बिकॉज आई डोंट वांट टू लाइक मैं एमबीए भी लाइक इफ आई चूज बोथ दीज थिंग्स एंड आई डोंट वांट टू लाइक कि मेरा सीएमए का प्रिपरेशन खराब हो जाए. सो दैट्स नॉट व्हाट आई वांट, सो आई एम कंफ्यूज्ड दैट वे.
Okay. I'll give you three options. Now, one push I will definitely give you is please pursue MBA only from a good college. Snap, that's a good one. You can target SIBM Pune or एक SCMA HRD करके भी है. You can target that, but preferably sit for CAT as well. Now, I assume that uh, you haven't given CAT last year, or have you?
नो, सो आई डिड नॉट गिव कैट, ओनली
ठीक है.
स्नैप.
Okay. So now option is either you can fast track your preparation and target June attempt for CMA for one of the parts, or max to max early September is when you should wrap up your CMA attempt. Okay. Because after this, from September till November, you should be completely 100% focused on CAT. CAT के बाद there are other exams as well. I think एक MAT करके भी है, SNAP करके भी है. If you are, I mean, just for fun, if you want to test yourself at that level, you can go for that as well. And CETs bhi hote at different state level. CETs are also there. Okay. Once you appear for CAT, please appear for rest of the exams as well. And then whatever option you get, select the best college out of that. Okay. There are tier 1 college and tier 2 college के भी एक दो colleges है which are really good. So you can consider that. And once you are done with your attempt, ये चलेगा नवंबर से लेके somewhere around December, Jan तक, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा Jan तक. After Jan, then you can start with the next attempt का preparation, CMA का. Wrap it up by May/June. And by the time you wrap it up by June, your college is likely to start. So after this entrance, if you have your interview process, GD हो गया, VAT हो गया, it will happen simultaneously, but you will have to now then balance your CMA preparation along with MBA. So to summarize, अभी जून में या maximum September तक wrap up your CMA attempt, then completely focus on CAT, and after CAT, then give your next attempt of CMA and go for your MBA. One more thing, uh, I'm not sure, Mobina, if you're working right now or not. Are you working or are you a full-time student?
Yes, I'm working as well.
Okay, that is additional challenge. Because I was about to suggest that just join a class for CAT. Don't study much, लेकिन class में जो हो रहा है, just attend that till September. And by the time September shows up, your class will be over. So you will have all the notes, all the shortcuts and everything. And September se November, then you can do full-fledged self-study. But given that you're working, time management will be an issue if you join a class for CAT. Acha, in that case, I will say, make sure you wrap up your, लेकिन CAT का attempt चला जाएगा, that is also a concern. I don't want to then push more on the time. This is the best scenario. Because if I say, because you have started CMA already, yeah, and you are good amount of, invested in this, and the only way out is CMA का एक attempt खत्म करके immediately jump to CAT preparation. Or else, चलो worst case scenario, if you think this is too much pressurizing, then the best solution would be आराम से, ठीक है, it's May right now, in a very, very comfy manner, prepare for both CMA, but go for Jan attempt. Okay, I will adjust your batch. Don't worry about the FinStreet subscription. Go for Jan attempt. And secondly, your CAT, make sure you give in November. In this way, you have a lot of time. Comfortably, you can manage both. There's no pressure. But It's like you will have to then dedicate at least 1 hour every day for CMA and then 2 hours for CAT. ऐसे करना पड़ेगा. Mobina, I hope that gives you enough points to think. Plan A and Plan B.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, can I ask a follow-up question as well?
Yes, 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 go ahead.
So basically right now the membership that I'll be taking for September October के पहले तो I'll be taking like 1 year का membership from IMA, right?
Okay.
तो अभी वो आपका so basically I think it will go on till June July. Sorry, August. It will go till August, right?
Yes.
So till August I can give both these both CMA attempts. Am I right?
No, you have 3 years. Membership is a different thing. It's mainly the entrance fee that defines the limit. There is entrance fee and there is membership. So after paying entrance fee, you have 3 years. This is a one-time fee and you have to clear both the parts. If you clear one part and second one is pending, that becomes a problem. Membership, though, you have to pay every year. And even after completing CMA, it is expected that you will pay every year because membership is not regarding your exams. Membership is about certain benefits that you get. Okay. So till the time you become CMA, of course, one of the requirements is that you are a member. But after that, if you continue, if you want to continue with the institute for the benefits, then you can continue your membership. But don't be worried about membership. You have to pay that either way till the time you complete CMA. But the limit is from your entrance exam, 3 years ka limit hai.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So let's take a couple of more questions. Hello, sir. I'm from science background, but I've recently shifted to finance. Oh, Aditya, welcome to finance. And I'm currently second year BBA, pursuing CMA, interested, guide on approach, transitioning non-commerce to commerce. Okay. So one thing I want you to do specifically, do not start with CMA directly. There is almost 15 to 20 hours of content called Finance 101. Okay. Please go through all lectures. This is basically finance for non-finance. Once you complete all the lectures, there is a specific test as well. Please appear for that test. It is somewhere around TVM, time value of money. Once this test is done, then you can consider starting your first lecture for CMA. Okay, so something to be careful about. And other than that, the team will take care of it. Don't worry about anything else.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, yes. Next. Acha, Siddhi has a follow-up question. I don't have to go to colleges for exam. It's external. So can I manage? Ari Siddhi, if that is the case, then you should be able to complete your this within 1 year, CMA within 1 year. And talking about Dubai, see, I'll give you a very practical scenario. If you have certain relatives who can support you, if you have, let's say, try for visa, if you're eligible enough, you can immediately travel to Middle East. Let's say you are specifically want to work in Dubai, you can. There are openings, you can apply, and there are a lot of Indians. We have good amount of students in Dubai, not just Dubai. We have Bahrain, Oman, all these places have a good amount of Indian students who are doing CMA. So you can go there, you can apply. But a much more safer and practical way would be, see, once you complete CMA, work in the Indian market first. If you are from India, gain at least experience for 2 years. Because you never know. I mean, just say some candidates move from science to commerce to finance. You never know. If you like accounting, you don't like accounting. You like finance, you don't like finance. There was one student who came to me, is working in Big Four, works in audit, and says, "Sir, I don't want to continue in audit anymore. It is frustrating. I can't take that anymore." So ऐसे भी होता है, and he's pursuing chartered accountancy वैसे, but वो होता है experience. So it comes down to how your own interest shows up, how your understanding of the industry shapes up. So given that you're a fresher, 2 साल work in India, gain experience, gain understanding of what you're getting into, and then consider traveling abroad. But traveling abroad is possible. There are IMA chapters as well. You can also connect with them for better clarity. Okay. So now coming to a lot of doubts which are visible on YouTube. Just quickly take these doubts and then we can wrap up for the day. I will use this blackboard to answer all the questions. Hi, considering changes taking place in AI, I think Mr. Rocky have answered this question. Pursuing CMA with another institute, you want to join us? Are you are always welcome. Feel free to join. We would love to have you over. Next. Separate packages, we'll think about it. I am on Zoom. Ravina, not an issue. If you're not able to unmute, you can ask here. I don't mind. Sir, as non-commerce, can I directly get into CMA? The same advice goes on. Complete Finance 101 and then start with CMA journey. Then we have research about CMA India, US CMA. I see major difference in signing cost audit report, which falls under. Yes. See, if I talk about specifically government rights, see, if you're someone who wants signing authority, then you don't have any option of international certification because signing authority in India is given by Indian government. So it is compulsory then to go for Indian certification only. So if you're someone who's looking for signing authority, consider accordingly. Then Indian certifications में से कुछ choose कर लो. Okay. Sir, I have a question. After we clear CMA, do the coaching people give us internship or do we? If there is placement assistance, then so we have placement assistance for full-time jobs, by the way, but we got some openings for internships. We have floated that as well. Two of our candidates are shortlisted now. They have interview coming up in May. May last week tak ho jayega. So if we get openings, yes, we'll get it for you. But our major focus is on getting you a job rather than just internship. Okay. Chalo. I hope that answers your question, and that also brings us to the then end of the session. So my agenda was for 1 hour. I think we have wrapped up in 1 hour. One last question. Okay, I have two questions rather. One from Anushka now. And okay, let me just cover these three questions. Then I think we are good to wrap up. So Shreyas wants to know, classes are on weekend. Work in equity research, is it a good option to do online MBA? To be honest now, I'm unable to convince myself with the value that online MBA provides. Because I studied at IIM, but some part of our batch was COVID impact. So we did some part, even though I was part of regular, I had to do one semester online. And believe me, the delivery that happens on ground, the practice that we do, the presentations, all our assignments, everything, the learning experience in hostel, बाद में जो placement का भी preparation वगैरह होता है, everything, that's a very different experience. That is something that trains you to do better. Online MBA में there will be just back-to-back lectures, not even sure, or live रहेगा, recordings रहेंगे, but I'm unable to find value in that. So I'll tell you one part. If you have zero availability or don't have inclination towards a regular MBA, then go for online MBA, which is of executive or hybrid mode, only from top 2 to 3 colleges. Okay, Shreyas. Target I am Ahmedabad, target ISB, target I am Bangalore. 3 colleges. Look for EPGP, executive PGP, or look for they have some hybrid courses. I don't recall the name right now, but कुछ hybrid courses होते हैं. You can try for that. That would be my best option if you don't have any option of leaving a job. Anushka wants to know, I've completed BCom, junior accountant, preparing full-time for CMA, pursue MBA next year. Guidance on this. So I would say continue with your work experience as an accountant. That's a good one. Second year doing US CMA, great. By the way, if you're working in CA firm, please try to be around audit. Okay, don't do taxes. Kiya to bhi do it only for short term. Taxes doesn't add much value to CMA as such. Audit does add value. Okay. Second, preparing for CMA and MBA next year. MBA next year, it was your case is same as Mobina. So I will again have similar advice for you. Wrap up CMA. Don't let it overlap with CAT preparation. Make sure you are able to ace CAT properly so that you get into a really good college. A combination of CMA and MBA from a very good college is unbeatable. I'll tell you my experience. In our class, we had 6 or 7, ठीक है, out of our batch was of 35 because our division strength, ठीक है, batch तो 600-700 की होती है, but our division was for sustainable management, this thing major, and उसमें we had only 35 candidates. So उसमें से 6-7 non engineers थे. Out of all non engineers there were only 2 candidates, me and there was one more friend, Sanidhya, who was having certifications. I had international certifications. He had all the CACS wala certifications. So whenever any finance company came up, everyone shortlisted us except one company. Okay, Tres Vista did not shortlist us. So our placement team reached out saying that, "Arey, why aren't you considering these guys?" And we got a response saying that we are overqualified. तो ऐसे भी होता है. So whenever you are targeting a really good B school and companies are coming to hire, make sure that you have this combination. It works wonders. Okay, all Big Four shortlisted us. Pretty much all big scale companies were able to shortlist us. So that does help. Yes, Siddhi, you can target Jan, Feb, and next September, October. You can wrap up CMA by next September, October. Divya wants to know. Yes, it's very similar to 5 years of CA. You have 3 years to complete both parts of CMA. Spot on, Divya. So Siddhi, to be honest, we have very strong hold over the Indian market because we have connects with HRs, business leaders, and there are some consultancy firms also who help us. Outside India, we have our network where we can get you referrals. So we have our existing students, even we have IMA chapters. Over there, we'll connect and we'll try to get you a shortlist. Second thing is, once you complete your CMA, highlight which specific role you are targeting. We will track openings for you and we will make sure that through our placement assistance, we make an impression and we try to get you best opportunities possible. Okay. Urvashi Bhogal, I think this is done. Oh no, Urvashi ka nahi hua. Completed graduation, but my result is pending, 80 KT. It is okay. Yes. Urvashi, you also have a benefit. If you register right now, you will come under student category, because your graduation is not over, result is pending. So I will definitely push you. Please go ahead with student registration if you're planning to pursue CMA. But वो थोड़ा time sensitive होता है. Before your result comes in, please make sure you enroll as student. Online MBA from NMIMS and DY Patil. Yeah, I would still say try for Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and ISB. I'll still push. Okay. Anushka, I'm not working and preparing full time for US CMA. Anushka, in that case, if you're preparing full time for US CMA, you can wrap up your, let's say, if you can wrap up your upcoming attempt by June month end, last day of June is also fine. Well and good. June से November तक you have a good time frame to prepare for CAT. And worst case scenario, बहुत जल्दी हो रहा है, September, November is very close, then you can shift your attempt to January, CMA attempt to January, and then focus on CAT. CAT एक ही बार होता है साल में. That's why for now you can adjust timing of CMA. CMA 3 बार होता है. You have good amount of flexibility. Chalo, with that, I think we are good to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining in on a Sunday morning. We started low, but as of now, I can see we have 50 plus participation from YouTube plus Zoom. So thank you for being so active. Hopefully, I'll see you, most of you, in the classroom. Thank you.